Pleasure to have Chad to come up and share with us his story. He has cerebral palsy and scoliosis, and it's a big weekend for Chad. He's graduating tomorrow, right, Chad? Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, you guys can see. I made it without video. Hi guys. How are you? Now, I'm talking about scoliosis and how my curvature was. Now, I know that Janine helped me a lot. I know that for a fact, because, you know, she's the best person in the world. And the other person that helped me was Dr. Ashcart. Now, my curve was like big, like 100 degrees or something like that.
125.
125 degrees. As you guys can see on the right.
Right behind you.
As you guys can see on the right, that's my big curve right there. Now on the left, is that when I was straight?
Yes.
That's
one's before, one's after her.
One's before and one is after. I'm sorry it's taking so long, guys. That's me. Who is that?
That's you.
That's me on the... that's me on the right and me on the left. Is my brother in the middle?
No, that's just you. That's before, that's about a month before surgery. The one on the right is a day after surgery.
That's a month before my surgery. And afterward, that was
It was a day after your surgery.
a day after my surgery.
Okay, Chad's 19 now.
I'm not.
It's okay, no, hold on. You can hold it. So he was 19. The biggest reason for us doing this, besides the fact that he was curving, constantly leaning over to the right of his...
Yeah, and my mom
always
decided
pushing him
to
up,
push
wanted
me
to
up
sit up.
millions of times.
So we went to see the doctors to see if there was something we can do. We didn't know if it was him just being not strong or if it was a curve in his back, or if he had a curve. He was diagnosed at that time with a 46-degree curve. 46.
Again, 46.
So we could, the doctor recommended just observation at the time. He wasn't walking. He was in the wheelchair.
Absolutely
He did like to try to stand up a little bit. About a year later, we discussed having hip surgery.
I have something else that everyone would like to know, and I did this yesterday because I went to therapy. I did 17 minutes of standing. And that was mostly me.
And actually, not done that since prior to 2014, prior to the hip surgery, which is fine, buddy. But anyway, before and after, and the biggest things that we wanted to do was just to get him more upright, to be able to speak to his peers at school, to be more comfortable, to be able to participate in the sports. He likes to do basketball, he does soccer, special needs up at Heartland.
I referee basketball, so.
So anyway, I'm going to throw these notes out because he's taken over. It doesn't matter anyway.
Sorry.
So the end result was, prior to surgery, he was at 125 degrees for scoliosis. I have it written down here somewhere. Lordosis is 120, and now he's sitting at 22 degrees for the scoliosis and 50 for the lordosis. He sits up, he participates, he talks a lot.
And I listen to the police radio a lot.
And he listens to the police radio a lot. Anyway.
That's fantastic. And, that's fantastic. Chad and Kelly are actually kind enough. They're going to graduation rehearsal today at noon, so we want to make sure we get them there on time, and want to thank them for their time. I'd also like to open it up for everybody. Does anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions for me or my mom? Or
There is
Janine?
somebody over to your left, Jen.
Paul.
You're on the left, Jen.
Can I help you?
Chad or Mrs. Biro, do you notice any difference in breathing or shoulder surprise? Has that been a factor one way or the other?
Well,
It has not been a factor,
my
no.
mom could answer that because I have no clue.
So- So Dr. Sponseller's question was, is there a change in breathing that's noticed? Because we will often hear that there will be a change. Here it sounds like, Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, that the biggest change was sitting posture, and perhaps not as much noticed in breathing. What about the, go ahead, Mitch.
So, as you heard in the lecture,
Yeah.
people frequently have pain before and then afterward they feel better. Can you comment on that? And the second thing is
Hold on.
sleeping at night. A lot of patients with big curves wake up in the middle of the night because they're uncomfortable and sleep better after the surgery.
Okay.
See, I was in a car accident in February, but
No. It's October.
October, sorry, correction on
But
me.
can you answer his question
Uh,
about sleeping
Sleeping is a little bit,
beforehand? He
sleeping,
did tend to wake up a lot
I
before,
did.
prior to. He would go a lot from his back to his front. We try to go both ways.
yeah.
He does sleep better, except, I keep the air really cold at home right now for me. So he's always cold, but that's really the only reason he's waking up at night.
How about pain?
It's
And
like
as far-
75 degrees in my house.
So as far as pain goes, he's got, you know what, honestly, with this guy, he never really complained about the pain. He ended up having a lot of anxiety to move because of more of the hip problems that he had, not so much the back problems. So the biggest thing, as I said, is more social, more comfortable with the sitting, the posture.
Can I tell them about my car accident? I don't know.
Well, we got in a car accident about,
So-
6 months after the surgery, and his back held up. really
6
good.
months out.
So,
Explain slowly.
No, well, they just heard.
6 months after the surgery, I was on the Turnpike Expressway, or Turnpike Highway, and 4-car accident. My leg was broke, but my back held up good.
excellent, great. So why don't we, Kelly, any other last comments or any other, go ahead, David.
So, Chad, did you always have such a great sense of humor, or is that just since your surgery?
I always had a great sense of humor, but Dr. Eckhart gave me more sense of humor. So.
He tends to do that. Yeah, where is he?
And Janine did also, so.
That's his favorite
Excellent,
nurse, yeah.
excellent. So straighter back, better sense of humor, better sleeping. So why don't we thank Chad and Kelly for their time.